Okay, welcome back to my shop. I just wanted to explain a little bit about how I, as an amateur playmaking, was inspired by dance. And to do this, I just want to explain first a little bit about planes and not so much their use, but for me, what I find attractive in planes and plane making. And then I want to contrast my planes with sort of commercial planes, and then show you a little bit more detail some of the lines and the things that I wanted to achieve with the plane I made. Alright, so I think many people, many woodworkers would agree that planes are the king of hand tools, if you will. So this is a commercial plane, also known as a standard number 6. I use this a lot. It's a well-made plane, functions very well, and you know, things like this actually get collected. So there are people who collect planes, old planes, newer planes. There are people who make planes, boutique plane makers, especially since the hand tool revival in the 1990s. There's been renewed interest in the use of hand tools, or maybe just because they're so pretty, right? To me, a plane is a thing of beauty. And so this is one of the, so I just showed you this commercial plane, right? So my equivalent plane is this. So this is a fully handmade plane of the same size, and I do this not so much so I can use this because I have a commercial plane, right? I don't need to use these planes, but because I think they are beautiful. And for me, this is a vehicle, if you will, a platform to study shapes and proportions, right? So I spend a lot of time in trying to get this line right? This, or this curvature here. I don't know whether you can see this curvature here of the this wood part, the infill, ebony in this case, to get the shape right. So so the whole thing becomes a thing of beauty. Yeah. And so I really like just looking at planes, right? I think they're beautiful. Each of them are fully handmade. They function, but I hardly ever use them because, again, I have other planes to use. And it takes me months to finish a plane like this. But I like it, you know, there's no hurry, I'm an amateur. I don't care, I don't sell these. I just want to really try out my ideas on how to best make a plane, or how to best really to make something beautiful. That is what I try to do. So then I was contemplating a new series of planes, because I just finished a series after many years. It took me 10 years really to finish a series of these planes from small to big. This one being the largest plane in the series. When I was seeing, so I was just finishing this and contemplating a new type of plane when I saw the statement being performed by NDT in our local theatre. And I liked it a lot, so I just wanted to explain a little bit about why I like this so much and how this got me inspired. And what struck me really is in this choreography by Crystal Pite is what I perceive to be, right, this is just my view, I'm just someone in the audience, but what struck me was the human conflict there and the tension between the parties present in the piece that I was seeing, and especially also the use of the table in that piece. I really like this. It's very straight, stern, static table that was there and how it was being incorporated by the dancers. Very dramatic, very dramatic. And what I really liked were some of the long flowing movements, and it's been, I don't know, when did I see this? Probably half a year ago. I can still remember one of the dancers sort of, forgive me, rolling over the table. It just looked beautiful, the flow of this. That contrasted with the boldness of some of the other moves of the dancers, and the rigidity of that table. I thought those three components that really struck me. And you know, just to refresh my memory and relive some of those emotions that I was experiencing when I was seeing this, I watched the YouTube video several times, and I still do, and I love it. It was great. So then I thought, as I was sitting there, I was thinking, you know, I wanted to make a small plane, something along the lines of this. So again, this is a commercial plane, the smallest one that you can see. People call this a number 1 because of the size. So this is my version of it, right? So this is, compare these two, very, very different. So what we see here, so what I decided to do, what I wanted to do is make this line flow. It's very different from this, as you can see, right? This is not nearly, wow, this is also, I like this, it's voluptuous, if you will. Voluptuous shape, but this is much more flowing. Also, sort of as something that reminded me of the conflict and the tension and the brutality of that piece that I was seeing. I really like this oxidation on the sides, right? So this, as you can see, this is pretty much polished brass. These sides are bronze, as the color of copper, but what we see here is actually the result of oxidation, this purple and black bit, because in the making of this plane, I heated this up to just over 700 degrees Celsius, so that it's like a red glowing piece of metal, right? It's brutal. It is, if you would, you get seriously hurt if you would touch it, for example. And normally I would polish this away and get rid of it to show the colors of the brass. But here I really liked to have that violence on display, really, if you will. Yeah, I mean, I know these are big words to use when you discuss a plane. But again, for me, I don't know whether I mentioned this, but for me, a plane is not a tool. It is a tool, I know, but really, it is more about a tool. I like it that it is something like a format, because you have the practical aspect of it, right? Of a plane, it needs to function. Of course, there's functions. But within that framework of those constraints, the practical constraints, you are free to do whatever you like, right? And there are many aspects, really, in this plane that are completely personal, if you know what to look for, right? Then you can see that many different aspects of the planes I make are very much, you know, well, really forced by or formed by my opinions on what a plane should be. So this is the size, it is the flow, it also the sternness of the table. I sort of mimicked in the choice of wood. Again, this is ebony. I like ebony a lot because it's just beautiful to work with, but it's also it's very tough. It is an extremely dense type of wood, and it is very, I find this intimidating to look at. It's completely black, right? So this is, now I'm looking at my cheat sheet. Yeah, I think this is sort of where I can see the relation between the choreography that I was seeing and this nice little plane. I also really like the droplet shape of the overall plane itself, right? This is just, yeah, I think that's beautiful, right? You don't see this on standard planes. Standard planes look like this. They're much more straight. This is much more human, if you will. It has curves, it has a three-dimensional shape, it has flowing lines, it has lines that are a lot less flowing, like this little piece here, where it just sticks up straight. Yeah, and I like the tension between the two, between the flowiness of the lines and the rigidity of some of the other aspects of the plane. All right, so this is just a small one. I just wanted to try this shape. And this method of construction is completely new. I've never seen anybody do it like this. And I really want to make a whole series of these planes. So this is the first one, the smallest one. Currently I'm making a larger one. I just want to explore, you know, different variations of this shape and the way the surfaces are finished, you know, with this beautiful oxidation. I think that's very pretty. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, and you know, hope to see you sometime. Thank you. Bye.